Hello and a warm welcome to HW News Network, your one-stop show, truth be told, for some engaging and thought-provoking conversations. Now, refusing to buy the Election Commission's clarifications on multiple voter cards having the same number, Trinamool Congress today asked the poll body to accept the error in 24 hours and take steps to clean up the electoral rolls in the next 100 days. So that's a big ultimatum which Trinamool Congress has given to the Election Commission. Now, what they have said is that if the EC does not accept its mistake, then Trinamool has warned that they will release the documents on Tuesday, that's tomorrow morning, that will cause more embarrassment to the poll body. And they also demanded an investigation to find out who in the BJP is the mastermind behind it. This is what Derek O'Brien had to say. And this ultimatum has come when EC on Sunday had admitted that some electoral photo identity cards, or what they call EPIC, in different states have have identical numbers due to a decentralized and manual mechanism being followed prior to shifting of the electoral roll database to the ERONet, that is the electoral roll management. So, will Trinamool Congress really achieve its purpose by embarrassing the Election Commission? What is the logical conclusion? Because if you come out with this scam, that there is a big epic scam, what they talk about, and if they release more documents, if they embarrass them further, but why can't they take this particular issue to a logical conclusion by maybe filing an FIR against the new CC? Is that a possibility? Joining me now this evening is Supreme Court lawyer and activist Mehmood Pracha. Thank you so much, Mehmood, for joining this evening, and it's always wonderful to have you on the program. Now, this epic scam which Trinamool Congress spoke about today, they held a press conference. What does this epic scam look like? Is it so big, and they are saying that they have a tranche of documents to release if they don't apologize, if they don't clean up the system in the next 100 days, then they will embarrass the Election Commission further? What is this posturing of Trinamool Congress according to you?
See, somebody who refuses to be embarrassed cannot be embarrassed. That is what I can easily say. And who is the main culprit in BJP? Mr. Amit Shah. Who else? So, two problems I have solved in the very beginning only of the Trinamool Congress. He is the mastermind, but he is only taking forward what RSS and BJP through their Panna Pramukhs have been doing for many years. After 2014, they have been doing it in a very blatant and open manner. Earlier, they used to do in a surreptitious and very carefully concealed manner. That's the only difference. Otherwise, absolutely there is no difference. Now they have come out in the open. Nobody can touch them. They know this. Nobody can do anything to them unless you bring the heat nearer their bodies, heat of the constitution, heat of the law. They are not going to be bothered by any expose, by any information which is brought in public domain. What Trinamool Congress is saying now is something very serious, which amounts to the biggest fraud which can be played on the democracy, which is something similar to what Mr. Rahul Gandhi has been saying about the elections in Haryana and also the elections, especially in Maharashtra, where he said that large number of voters have been added to the Maharashtra voter list in between the period of the Lok Sabha election and assembly elections. So this is the seriousness. That allegation was no less serious than this allegation of the Trinamool Congress. It's only that Trinamool Congress's allegations will be more research based. That is my perception. They will bring out certain very strong proofs to back their allegations. But what falls out of that? Nothing. That's my main concern. One more concern which I have is, apart from the fact that no action has been proposed by Trinamool Congress, which I'll come to just now, they are also not taking the name of the main culprit, that is the vote stealing machines of the election commissioner. Now Gyanesh Kumar Sahab has come, replacing Mr. Rajiv Kumar. So obviously, under the promise, I can very well presume that this would be under promise that I will break all the records of Mr. Rajiv Kumar. What else would be the criteria for Mr. Narendra Modi and Mr. Amit Shah subduing Mr. Rahul Gandhi in that selection committee to elect or select or nominate Mr. Gyanesh Kumar? And that is what exactly he is doing. And the answer which has come from the election commission is no less shameless than the answers which have been given by Mr. Rajiv Kumar time and time again. So nothing has changed. So Mr. Gyanesh Kumar has brushed aside, and for the lack of a better word, shamelessly so. Instead of, because he knows he has been working there in the election commission for a very long time now, along with Mr. Rajiv Kumar. So he knows everything. He knows what TMC is saying. He also knows what he is doing, what his officers, registration officers are doing across the country. And why this confusion of alphanumerical numbers, which ideally and obviously, ideally should be a unique number for each voter, like in Aadhaar, like in all the motor vehicles across the country which are registered. So let me also point out to you, to your viewers, that by seeing the number plate of any car or any vehicle, you can easily decipher the name of the state. Here lies the fallaciousness of Mr. Gyanesh Kumar's explanation.
In fact,
That
allow me to interrupt you, Mehmood. What happened today in the press conference when Sagrika Ghosh and Derek O'Brien and Kirti Azad were holding a press conference, they showed 128 instances of only two voters in West Bengal and Haryana having the same epic number, and in one instance, three voters having the same number. All the 129 instances were from Rani Nagar constituency in West Bengal and Barwala in Haryana. Now, those are the kind of details which they shared in today's press conference. So, what would you really say to these details? And is there any point in actually just embarrassing Election Commission rather than going ahead and filing an FIR? What stops Mamta Banerjee, or for that matter, any Trinamool member, from lodging an FIR against the Election Commission?
I can only say the sleeper cells in TMC. That's the only thing I can think of. What stops TMC from registering an FIR against the officials of Election Commission. And this is not for the first time. We've been doing it regularly, and I have done it not for these epic numbers, but for even larger, and in epic numbers also. Probably what Trinamool Congress is going to highlight is that not only just the numbers are similar, but also the pictures are similar. That is what I suspect. And Mr. Gyanesh Kumar probably is not aware what material Trinamool Congress is having. But you are absolutely right. What is the point of highlighting this? Nothing. So now I am showing to you the copy of the FIR, which the first information report, which we have lodged in the police station, Parliament Street. And obviously, Mr. Amit Shah, who's heading Delhi Police, who's the boss of Delhi Police, will not allow Delhi Police to register an FIR. So we have already approached the court for getting an FIR registered against the officials, electoral officers of the registration officers, actually, of the Election Commission across the country, including West Bengal. But same is not the case with the Trinamool Congress in West Bengal, because their law and order is under the government, and they can easily file an FIR and start investigation. See, private people, if Trinamool Congress privately, in their own capacity, undertakes an exercise of digging out the evidences, it will be a tremendously difficult task. But the moment they register an FIR, the investigating officer and the police agency, whichever investigating agency it is assigned to, they have tremendous powers of summoning all the documents.
Mehmood, Trinamool Congress, isn't it easier for them to file an FIR in West Bengal because they have their own police, they have their own government? So lodging an FIR is not going to be that difficult a task for Trinamool Congress.
Yes, of course, for the offences which have been committed on the soil of West Bengal also.
Absolutely.
But the officials who are directly or indirectly, and most likely, and I am almost in all certainty, I can say, with all, with 100% certainty, I can say this cannot happen without the chain of command sitting at the highest level in Election Commission of India in New Delhi. So they all will be roped in. If they need any legal help, I am there to supply them with my copy of my FIR plus whatever research and whatever other proofs we have, we can supply to the investigating agency of West Bengal. That's not a very difficult thing to do. But my point and your point, I totally agree with you, is what is the point of just exposing them? To what end? Nothing. And ultimately, you see all these manipulations in voter lists, including by this epic, which truly is the name. It has ramifications of epic proportion. That's undoubtedly so. But what is the point? So let me finish what I was saying, that if then FIR is registered, investigating officer is there, he can collect with the force of law all the evidences which are there by one notice or by coming to the Election Commission's office and various offices across the country. He can collect all the evidences and do good, not only to people of West Bengal, but to the people of the entire country. That exactly is my point. And in fact, this has given me a very good idea also. I can myself file another complaint before a police station in West Bengal, in Kolkata. So let me see what they do. Whether I have to once again go to the longer route of going to the court to get an FIR registered, or the West Bengal police acts according to the law and registers an FIR forthwith, because I am disclosing cognizable offences. I will try my luck in West Bengal also. So this idea came to my mind in this program also. So I'm going to pursue that idea also. Let me see what happens there.
Okay, so
If Delhi police doesn't do
you are
something,
saying right. So you are saying that after this press conference of Trinamool Congress, you have decided to go to West Bengal, lodge an FIR against the Chief Election Commissioner.
yeah, because it's an offense which has been committed as per my previous FIR also, the complaint in which no FIR has been registered. The offenses are same. Manipulation has been committed by the registration officers across the country. This has not only happened in Haryana, Delhi, Maharashtra, UP. We have actually the greatest of research we've done in Uttar Pradesh.
No, but are
But
you thinking, Mehmood, that Trinamool Congress is trying to still give some benefit of doubt to the Election Commission? Because I'm just reading that statement where Derek O'Brien has basically said that please, we demand an investigation into to find out who in the BJP is the mastermind. That's point number one. And the second is that accept the error in 24 hours and take steps to clean up the electoral rolls in the next 100 days. Now, what is this kind of a demand? Who in the BJP is the mastermind, and then clean up the electoral rolls in 100 days? Why on earth would Election Commission do this if at all they are indulging in an exercise? And I'm sure they would have taken preventive measures.
I mean, I'm sure Mr. Amit Shah would take it as an offense if Mr. Derek O'Brien is not sure who is the mastermind of BJP in political maneuvers. This is an insult to Mr. Amit Shah, I would say, and he will be happy that I am giving this credit to him. No other than Mr. Amit Shah. He is the one. And he boasts it. He visibly shows it. So there is no doubt about that fact. He's the mastermind, self-proclaimed and visibly visible to everyone in the country. He's there in every election. Where is he not? Which election he is not the mastermind, and he is, his supporters call him the Chanakya, whatever that is supposed to mean. So the one problem is solved, but the problem will be solved once you register an FIR. Second problem is what is there to research? They have the material. and they have only part of the material. I have the other half of the material, which is more demeaning, for which Mr. Devasayam has long back filed a PIL also in the Supreme Court. That judgment was actually, the order was actually not neither here nor there. I can say that about that judgment also. But still, the points which have been raised then in 2013 have been researched upon by us, by other people of our team, and we've collected a great amount of evidence, which we will present to the police of West Bengal also, and information and FIR. Let me tell you the legal position also. An FIR does not have to be an encyclopedia of the entire offense. It just needs to, in a very precise and concise manner, state the offenses. If there are allegations of a cognizable offense, which our complaint does contain, then police is bound to register an FIR. Everything else will fall into place, not in a very long span of time. I will help the investigator to collect all the evidence and expose the entire, and then Mr. Rahul Gandhi's issue of Maharashtra, Haryana, Delhi, and other places will be solved by the West Bengal police only. And this is a
But Mehmood,
responsibility. I think
right.
Mamata Banerjee Sahiba, one of the senior most leaders and a towering figure in the India alliance, one of the strongest figure, she should take the lead and save the country.
No, but
I
in the press conference, there are several other allegations which have been made by Derek O'Brien. And, like, say, for example, he said that construction projects are initiated in states before the polls, and in the guise of construction workers, many people are brought in as voters. This is an epic scam. I'm repeating it for the viewers. I'm reading it out what exactly Derek O'Brien has said, that construction projects are initiated in states before polls, and in the guise of construction workers, many people are brought in as voters. This is an epic scam. And then he says there is limited appreciation for the EC for the clarification. I say limited because the EC is admitting the error but not accepting the error. In the next 24 hours, we humbly ask the Election Commission to also accept the error. If not, we will share a document at 9 a.m. on Tuesday morning. And our demand is that March, April, May, in the next 100 days, clean up the list. This is the exact statement of Derek O'Brien. Mehmood, what would you really say about this, that, construction projects are brought in the states before the polls, and in the guise of these laborers, the voters, the new voters are created? Does this look like a modus operandi to you?
I want to give a twofold answer to your question, because it involves two aspects. First, what this epic scam looks like to me, because I am not having, but I can have a fair guess of what Trinamool Congress has actually collected. So, some portions of whatever material TMC has collected, the Election Commission will have a chance to wriggle out of. Like, for example, they're saying, so there is nothing actually per se illegal. In the Election Commission can always show them the provisions of law. If a voter is shifted from one state to the other, he can always get his vote shifted. Right? So there is a little window of escaping, although the intent and the motive would be the same. They can do some more digging and show that these workers are not working here, they have just been named, and all that will require, but there will always be a window of escape for Election Commission as well as the BJP, notwithstanding the mastermind or the main person. So there will be a window of escape. But what I am complaining, there is no window of escape. So that is what the detailed complaint which we
Isn't this a big
one aspect. Then
I'm
that is
saying
one aspect. The second aspect. Let me
yeah,
answer the second aspect and then I'll.
Yeah, please,
The
please
second
do,
aspect is, with utmost humility, all the humility at my command, to Mr. Derek O'Brien and Mamata Banerjee Sahiba especially, is they have absolutely no right of condoning a criminal offense. They are doing, they are duty bound as a citizen of the country, and being public servants of public elected people. They have a much larger responsibility of complaining a cognizable offense. They don't have the power to condone of offenses. I mean, if they have proof, they should approach a law enforcing agency, get an FIR registered, and take the things to its logical conclusion. I mean, they don't have a discretion. I mean, that is something very strange coming from a person so respected, and even I respect him, Derek O'Brien. He doesn't have uh, that discretion at all. He has to
No,
complain. He has to
he
bring the culprits to the book.
Sagrika Ghosh and Derek O'Brien, they have said that there should be a proper criminal investigation to find out who in the BJP is the mastermind behind this epic scam, what they call. Now, criminal investigation, who's going to do that criminal investigation when there is no complaint? Who will lodge the FIR? Who will register the complaint? Somebody has to do it. And just doing a press conference and saying that you clean up the electoral rolls, is BJP going to do that? Is Election Commission really going to do that just by holding a press conference?
I will do that. And you're right. I mean, this doesn't require rocket science. And senior responsible citizens holding that press conference obviously will know there is only one way of initiating a criminal investigation, and that is making a complaint to the police or filing a complaint directly in the court of law. There is no third way. So we can't uh, guide these people. I mean, they know all this. But that is the main thing, and I am taking a step ahead of that. Nobody gives them the right to condone if they have knowledge, and every citizen but is by law bound to complain, bring to the notice of the law enforcing agencies if if he is having the knowledge of a cognizable offense which has been committed. So right now they are not actually performing their duties as per the constitution and law by not reporting it. That is what I'm saying. But let me make their task easy. I'll do it. I'll do it in 2 days.
Okay, so you, Mehmood Pracha, will
Then
will lodge an FIR.
I will make a complaint. Lodging an FIR is the discretion of the SHO. Then I will approach the courts there also, if it comes to that. But
Okay.
ideally, I hope that West Bengal police will act honestly and not like act under pressure of the most powerful person in the BJP, Mr. Amit Shah,
Hmm.
like the Delhi police. I hope. Let me see what happens in West Bengal.
But I really want to understand from you, Mehmood, that how big is this epic scam? Or is it just a diversionary tactics? Because if you look at the chronology, and again, I'm using that Amit Shah's word, we all started with the EVM fraud, the fraud which was happening, or the hacking, or the manipulation, whatever you call it, with the EVM machines. Then we heard something about the 99% batteries. Then in the Maharashtra elections, people started talking about the additions and deletions of the voter names. And now it is this epic scam. Now, what are these different manifestations of electoral fraud, which we have seen from one election to the other? The scale is changing, the magnitude is changing, but where on earth is the real problem?
I mean, that also is not rocket science. Everybody knows it. Everybody knows it that these are all preparations for committing that fraud, which happens through the machines. What would manipulation of voter lists do? I mean, I'm sure that lakhs and lakhs of people, even the BJP at this stage today, does not have the capacity to bring lakhs and lakhs of voters, the entire population of Himachal, to use the words of Mr. Rahul Gandhi. Even BJP does not have that capacity. So, what is the main culprit? It is actually the symptoms are visible of uh, how they have and manipulated and increased the voting percentage. These are all symptoms. These manipulation in voter lists. These are all symptoms. These are all means to an end, and that end remains fixed. That they will manipulate the machines, especially the CU. They manipulate the CU and the VVPAT slips. The entire spade work culminates into manipulating the votes. They're stealing the votes by way of machines. Everything else is smaller. And let me tell you this, you stop one thing with the limited resources which opposition have, which we people have, you all only have limited resources. If you stop and block these machines and bring back ballot paper, then all these manipulations will fall short, and they will never be enough to bring BJP to power. And once a different government comes, the election commissions will behave in a different manner. Then all these other problems can be solved very easily by the use of an honest election commission. How difficult is that to understand? But you do everything, every other exercise, but not control the ultimate pinnacle of this fraud, that is the machines. Then your entire effort will not be good enough. That's what we have been trying to tell everyone, and everybody is convinced also. But the entire battery of the all the armies of sleeper cells within all political parties have only one agenda, even in the civil society. And I can name the few: Mr. Yogendra Yadav, Jairam Ramesh Saha, the Mr. Venu Gopal, and this entire Eagle group which has been formed. Two of them are, I have personal knowledge, two people are from the sleeper cells only. Eagle group which has been formed by the election, this Congress party, their entire agenda, their entire the project which has been given to them is to keep their leadership away from raising the voice against the machines. You can abuse Mr. Modi, you can abuse Amit Shah Sahab, you can abuse RSS, you can abuse BJP, you can expose as many frauds, as many scams, as many follies of the BJP RSS. They are not bothered, but keep your leadership away from these machines, because that these machines single-handedly can defeat BJP and RSS. That's the agenda which we are fighting. Once we are able to overcome these sleeper cells, the BJP will be history, at least for a few longish years, because people have understood, people have seen how atrocious, how damaging, how colossally damaging BJP can be for the nation. Mr. Narendra Modi Sahab, who is the face of BJP and RSS, has been thoroughly exposed, especially after what happened with Mr. Zelensky and Mr. The PM of Britain, France. Every other head of the state has stood up to Mr. Trump in a very, very strong manner, barring one, that is our Vishwaguru. So people are thoroughly disappointed with BJP on every score. He has humiliated, Mr. Modi has humiliated the post of Indian Prime Minister.
Right. So, towards the end, Mehmood, now the way Trinamool Congress now is pursuing with the epic scam, we do not know whether it will reach a logical conclusion, except that you are saying that now you will go to West Bengal, you will lodge an FIR against the CEC. So, we'll have to wait and watch how things unfold. But do you think that now there is no exit route for Election Commission? And they will have to answer, they will have to at least demonstrate that they are not unfair.
See, so long as they have an exit route of Mr. Narendra Modi, Mr. Amit Shah, and Mr. Bhagwat protecting them, that's the only escape route they have. There is no other, there can be no other escape route. That's their only escape route. And the way to that the escape route is these machines. So it's a symbiotic relationship between RSS BJP on the one side and the election commission's heads, that the chief election commission and his companion election commissioners are having a symbiotic relationship. They have the voting machines to give them, they have the appointments to return the favor. That's the symbiotic relationship. Unless we break this chain, I think every other effort will be too less, because people not only have to defeat the votes of the cadres of BJP RSS, but plus also the 20% fraudulent votes, and that's a uphill task, especially with all the other maneuvering which Mr. Amit Shah and Narendra Modi Sahab does with creating fights between parties, intra-party, inter-party fights which are being created, and also the fights between various communities and various religious groups, even in the intra scheduled caste scheduled tribe fights they have also started. So between all this, the easiest way, the shortest way, the most inexpensive way of removing and defeating RSS and BJP is bring back paper ballot. And so long as we do not do this, I think our task will be uphill. Once we do this, then it's going to be very, very easy. That's what I feel.
My last question to you, Mehmood, is that Trinamool Congress has given a deadline for tomorrow, 9 a.m. So far, we haven't heard anything from the Election Commission. And they said that either they accept the mistake or we release some more documents tomorrow morning. Now, 9 a.m. tomorrow, not much time is left. It's less than almost 13 hours left. We haven't heard from the Election Commission. Do you think they're going to respond? And so what can we expect tomorrow by Trinamool? Are they going to release some fresh set of documents? Like today, they were talking about 129 instances from different states. So are we going to see something being replicated on that line, which is going to be not of much of logical conclusion, according to you?
No, let me give a counter deadline to everyone. After 72, immediately after 72 hours, I will file an FIR in one of the police stations of the Kolkata. First information report. And now coming back to your question, I don't think it is going to cut any ice unless, of course.
You're filing the FIR against the Election Commission in general or against the CEC?
No, in general, against this manipulation of voter lists. Not just this epic manipulation, but holistic manipulation, the entire, all the offenses which have been committed across the country, including in West Bengal.
Okay.
So therefore, it will be an all-encompassing. It will take care of all the problems regarding the voter list, because I have drafted my petition in such a manner, and West Bengal is one of the places where these offenses have been committed. So that's my 72 hours is my deadline. So let us put another deadline, but I would hate to use this deadline. I'm very sure Trinamool Congress will register an FIR, and my task will only be to assist them. If they need any help from me, I will supply them with all the evidences. But I hope and I wish and I pray that Trinamool Congress not just exposes them, but undertakes its constitutional and legal duty of registering an FIR, making a complaint to the police officer, disclosing cognizable offences committed by officials of the Election Commission, especially the registration officers of the electors.
Right.
And
so we'll have to wait.
I volunteer to supply all the proofs which, if they need any. But if not, after 72 hours, immediately, I will personally get my complaint registered in one of the police stations of Kolkata.
So we'll have to wait and watch how things unfold, and a lot of answering which Election Commission has to do. Will they do it or not? That's $1 million question. Thank you so much, Mehmood, for joining on HW. Thank you very much.